This real talk video is a little bit later than I really planned for it to be on my channel. I would like to consistently keep these up on Sunday or early Monday, but this one fell a little bit behind. Part of it is because I just other responsibilities, and then being tired out from those responsibilities, and then also not really having a specific topic that I was passionate about at the moment, because as I've been saying on this channel, all these videos, I want them to really be about me being passionate at that moment and jumping on a topic. So that's the mode I'm in right now. Definitely in that mode right now, because I talked to a friend, and it kind of triggered something that's been in my mind for years, literally for years. And I really just want to go ahead and talk about this. And it's the fact that we are all critics. Every single one of us, we are critics. We're critical of each other, other people. We are critical of movies, television shows, video games, clothing, shoes, everything. We all are. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is natural. So I don't understand why it is. Well, actually, I do understand why it is, and I'll get into it. But it definitely does annoy me that some people will try to make you feel like you're being a know-it-all, and you're just being annoying because you're speaking your mind about the way that you feel and about the opinions you have about whatever it may be. And these people will often try to shut you down just because you're not agreeing with them. And how pathetic and how sad is it for anybody to feel like everybody has to agree with them. I just don't like that attitude. It's so childish to me. And I see it a lot, especially in comment threads, not just on YouTube, but other websites. I see it a lot. People getting really upset when somebody disagrees with them. But just what a boring world it would be if we all agreed with each other. That, to me, I feel like, especially when it comes to friends, you gotta have people around you that have different views, because otherwise you're not going to grow. And there are some people, some groups of friends that are like that. They're all basically think the same way, do the same things. It's almost like they're just clones of each other, and they don't progress at all. They're just kind of stuck there, So I definitely feel like you're better off for having people around you that challenge you, and you can't be afraid of that. Don't be a punk about it. I mean, just to be real, don't be a punk about it. To me, it's a very punk move to hop in a comment thread and to cuss somebody out because they don't agree with you, or to try to insult somebody's intelligence, or even on YouTube to hit that thumbs down, which to me, go ahead and put that thumb somewhere else, because I mean, it's so immature. It really is. And a lot of times when people are getting upset, they're trying to defend things that don't even matter much in the grand scheme of things. You have some people that get upset over because somebody has a different view about a movie. It's like, who cares? We all, when it comes down to it, we all view movies differently. If there are 100 people sitting in a movie theater, you're going to get 100 different opinions about that movie. Now, obviously, there's going to be some overlap, but if you really ask enough questions, you'll see that everybody views things differently. No two people, view things exactly the same. Even identical twins aren't going to view things the exact same way every time. So you got to respect that and understand that. You can't get mad at somebody for not seeing things the way that you do. I think part of that frustration may come from people just not knowing how to express why they feel the way that they do. And that's just poor communication skills to me. You got to be able to really express the way that you feel, so at least people know where you're coming from. They still may not agree with you, but at least they know where you're coming from. So I think also along with that, in fact, let me go ahead and address this, because I mentioned common threads, and this is something I used to see happen all the time, and it's so silly to me. You'll have a lot of people that will, and I'm going to use this example. This is kind of an old example now, but I think still somewhat relevant. Okay, when it came to Call of Duty, I used to be into Call of Duty for a little while. I got into it maybe around, as far as playing online, I got into it with the first Black Ops game. And then I stuck with Call of Duty probably up until maybe Black Ops 3, but I was really done after that. And that was a good game, but I lost interest, so that was the franchise I focused on. And then you have people that focus on Battlefield. Cool. I do think Battlefield has great graphics and things like that, and this is not not turning this into a game review, but I'm just using this as an example. If you know anything about these two series, you would know that there is this big rivalry among gamers about these games. A lot of people like, Call of Duty is just more fun to play. Battlefield's too sluggish, this and that. And, Battlefield people saying, Call of Duty is so tired. It's the same thing every year. And it's okay for people to have those opinions. Where I have a problem is when people would attack each other, like, verbally just attack and assault each other constantly over these games. And it's like, who cares? Because, for one thing, if you don't have a stake in a company, why would you defend a product as if it's your child or something? People need to cut that nonsense out. It's really, that's not really being a deep thinker or anything or whatever. That's buying into marketing. When you defend a company that doesn't even pay you, what are you doing? Like, and there are a lot of young people that do this and they act like it's cool to do this. No, that's not. That's just being like a sheep for a company. And I don't know why in the world all of a sudden in the world it's like a cool thing to be like a corporate sheep, to just go along with what a company expresses, and to defend a company with every breath that you have. That is ridiculous to me. It's really sad in a way. So and you have to also realize it's never an either or thing. You can like more than one thing. You don't have to be a Call of Duty or a Battlefield person. You don't have to be a Marvel Comics or DC person. You don't have to be a PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo person. You can enjoy different things. You don't have to limit yourself in that way. And again, when you do that, it's basically the term that some people use, brand loyalty. The term brand loyalty to me in general, that's very much a corporate term. That's something that is handed down to the masses to make people, become sheeps basically or whatever. Forget about brand loyalty. You don't own the company. Like some people will even I've seen people before that have tattoos of like Nike symbols and things like that. And if like you're a big fan of it, cool. Me personally, if a company's not paying me, I'm not putting an ad on my body. I'm not gonna do that. It's different when like I think if somebody's a big fan of a certain character, like you really connect with that character, that's cool. But to actually put a company's logo on your body is so weird to me. I just don't get that. But yeah, like I was saying, my initial point, we are all critics, and it's okay for us to be critical. And I think it's sad also when some people will call other people know-it-alls and and just really try to dumb them down when they talk about their opinions, and that's really what it is. They're trying to dumb you down. When somebody calls you a know-it-all, 9 times out of 10, they're threatened by what you have to say, or they're upset because you don't feel the way that they feel, and they just want to bring you down. So you really have to look past that. If somebody calls you a know-it-all and somebody says you don't know anything, they're just trying to dumb you down. If they can't keep up with your mind, your intelligence, that's their problem. That is really their issue. So don't let them bring you down with that. It's okay for you to express yourselves, and I think especially grown adults, that have education about them. We have a lot of opinions, and it's okay to have opinions. We don't have to hide that. And something else that bothers me, not only the dumbing down of America, which definitely is a real thing. The dumbing down of America is very much a real thing. You can watch the news. You could actually watch the news and see that going on. It's ridiculous how people just are challenging people that are thinkers. They want them thinking the same way that they think, and not saying any critiques that are unpopular at all. They really don't want to hear it. But then we don't grow. We don't grow as individuals. We don't grow as communities. We don't grow as a country if we don't challenge ourselves. That's where this country really started off. You think about the founding fathers. These were not all people that thought the same way. They definitely had their differences, and they challenged each other. And I'm pretty sure putting together the Constitution was a ton of work. Very difficult thing to do, I would imagine. I'm pretty sure they sweated it out for many days trying to get that together because they had their different views, So, yeah, I just don't buy this nonsense about people trying to shut you down when you have your own personal opinions. It's just absurd. Now, me personally, I share a lot of opinions, but I'm definitely not a know-it-all, and I will definitely admit if I don't know something or if I don't know much about something. For example, with politics, I'll talk a little bit about politics. I don't get really deep into it, partly because it frustrates me, but then also because there are some things I just don't know, and I will admit to that. And to me, if you're gonna call somebody a know-it-all, I think a know-it-all is somebody that acts like they know something when they don't. They never admit that they don't understand something. If you call that person a know-it-all, I understand that. For there are some people that use the term know-it-all way too loosely when it's really just people just being people. And like I said, we're all critics, and that's perfectly fine. And so some of this immature nonsense has just really got to stop with people getting so upset for somebody else having an opinion that's not the same as theirs. I think that should be embraced. It should be an opportunity, really an opportunity for a learning experience. Ask somebody if you're not getting it right away. Ask somebody why they feel the way they feel, and who knows, it might actually change your view. It might turn around the way that you feel about something. I know there have been many times in my life now, especially as an adult, where I thought I would never change my opinion about a certain movie or game or whatever it may be, and then certain things happen, or basically I hear certain opinions and listen to other views, and I'm like, you got a good point there, and I just go back and look at things in a different way. It really does turn things around. So, and I feel like I grow as a person for that. Again, that's what it comes down to. We're all critics, and with us being all critics, we all help each other grow. And if you can't take listening to somebody else's criticisms, then don't listen to begin with, especially on YouTube. Because I'm going to tell you this, and I will leave it at this because I don't want this to be like a really long video, but I'll say this. If somebody clicks on a video because, let's say they go to a movie review, I'm going to use Suicide Squad as an example because that was a very divisive movie, Batman versus Superman as well, but let me stick to Suicide Squad, kind of a divisive movie. So if somebody, they're die hard about that movie, they don't care what anybody else thinks, they have no reason to go and click on those reviews then, because all they're doing is really looking for trouble. They're just looking to cause commotion. They're basically being a troll. Because if you already know that you love it and that's all there is to it, then you really don't need to listen to anybody else, So, and like I said, there's always going to be people like that. I mean, it's just a reality, of the world. It is what it is. But I really wish that people would realize what they're doing. There's some people, I think I don't know if they're mentally stunted or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Some people don't even realize what they're doing, and I hope that they would wake up to that and realize that, okay, if you know that you're set and you're not willing to listen to other opinions, then avoid them then if you got to. If that's the way that you want to be, then just avoid those opinions. Stick in your little box, stick with the people that feel exactly how you do. Don't be around anybody that challenges you then if you just can't handle it. But you're definitely not going to grow because of that. You will not grow that way. You'll definitely be stuck in a certain mode. And to me, that's just sad. I really do find that to be sad. And then also, and I do want to leave this one point here, and this is something I will get into some more in the future as well. I think as a society as a whole, really just as people as a whole, we got to be real with ourselves. A lot of times we always say honesty is the best policy. You got to be honest, this and that, or whatever. If we really want people to be honest, we have to be willing to listen. And I get so tired of people saying that they want honesty, and as soon as somebody is honest, but they don't say exactly what you say, then you're upset. Then that's ridiculous. You're not ready for honesty then. Okay, honesty is, the truth hurts at times. The truth can sting, and you got to be prepared for that. So either you want the honesty or you don't. And I really do appreciate critics, especially people that do critiques on a regular basis, like movie reviews, video game reviews, whatever it may be. To me, those are some of the most brave people in the world because they know that they're going to face a lot of hate on a regular basis, but they keep on doing it. The people that keep plugging away at it, I truly respect them because they're not afraid to be honest. And that is, just an upstanding thing. Even if it is just reviewing movies, video games, whatever, that definitely actually takes some heart and some bravery to do that consistently, knowing that there's going to be hate behind it. So yeah, I definitely give big props to as a matter of fact, let me just do this real quick to shout out some people. When it comes to movie reviews, I definitely like Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman, and I'll say Flick Picks too. You know, those are some people I feel like are very honest, very cool guys, and I don't always agree with them, but I do like them. And Schmoes Noah as well, very cool. So yeah, when it comes to movie reviews, I really do respect those guys because they don't hold back. They're so honest, and every time I look at their videos, yes, they get like thousands of likes, but they also get dozens, sometimes even hundreds of thumbs down, but they keep on doing their thing, and I truly respect that because they realize we're all critics, you know, and we don't always have to agree with each other, and that's just the way it is. That's just reality. Again, for people that can't handle it, oh well, you're going to be stuck and you're not going to grow. But that's just my thought on it. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to wrap this up now. Like I said, I was going to probably like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, keep on sticking with me on this channel. You know, I want to be consistent with the content. I already got some other ideas in the work, things that I'm definitely passionate about. So I'm looking forward to doing some more videos very soon. But until then, you all take care.